There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play? They're here.
Welcome to the Horror Cut.
Yo, welcome to the Horror Cut. I'm your host, Steg.
And I'm the other host, Gary.
Gary. Father!
What have you been listening to?
I was listening to Matt Berry impressions before this, and
Now it's stuck in your head.
it's stuck in my head, yeah.
Not that he's in this film or anything.
Not that he's in this film at all, no.
On that note, what film are we discussing?
We are discussing Matt Berry in David Robert Mitchell's It Follows,
It Follows, yes.
2014.
What do you think?
It's pretty good, isn't it?
It's alright. No, it's good. It's good. It's good. Yeah. How many times have you seen it?
I think this is maybe my 4th or 5th time watching it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been 11 years since it came out. Shit, I'm getting
Yeah.
old. Getting old.
I know. I watched it, I think, for the first time during COVID, maybe, or just before
Did you?
COVID.
Did you ever see it in the cinema?
No, and I missed this one, and this is only my second time watching it. I enjoyed it the first time. I actually enjoyed it a lot more second time.
Okay.
Noticed a lot more in it, and
There's fucking so much in this, isn't there?
our notes are like an encyclopedia. It's huge.
Well, Gary's is particularly huge.
Thanks.
Notes. So it's. I found myself when I watched this last night, and I took quite a lot at the start, and then I just found myself being so engrossed in the film. I'm like, shit, I've not wrote in for 10 minutes. I should maybe write something. But I kind of feel better when I seen your. Gary's got like an A4 notepad that's full to the brim. So I'm like, this might just be the Gary show.
No, it won't.
I'll just sit back and listen and nod and agree.
Sit back and vape and listen. So, It Follows. Following on from that, It Follows. Well, we flip the coin.
Oh shit! I'm going to stick to my heads.
It's heads.
Yes, go for it.
A group of you put me off here. So we follow a group.
We follow. We follow. Okay.
We follow a group as it follows them. No, we follow a group of kids who are basically hunted by an STD demon, and they try and pass it on to each other before it kills them.
I used to daydream about being old enough to go on dates. I had this image of myself holding hands with a really cute guy. Just having some sort of freedom, I guess.
Jay, I'm sorry. You're not gonna believe me, and I need you to remember what I'm saying. This thing, it's gonna follow you. Somebody gave it to me, and I passed it to you. Wherever you are, it's somewhere walking straight for you. All you can do is pass it along to someone else. What exactly is supposed to be following you?
I don't know.
Just pass it along.
You believe me, right?
Nothing's gonna happen.
So, our PPs, our positive points. Do you want
Take
me
it
to
away.
go first?
Yep.
Okay. So, mine is going to be, my first point is quite dark, listeners, so I apologise, but we'll get past the dark one
Yes.
first, and then
I'm for it. Let's hear it.
we'll get into hopefully more lighter stuff as well.
No.
But people say this film is a metaphor for STDs, and I do agree with that, but I think there's something more there. It's quite a dark topic, so if this upsets you, please just skip forward a few minutes and I'll try and go through it. But I actually think this film is dealing with rape and sexual abuse as well. I know
hell.
I'm far from an expert, but some victims of abuse go on to abuse others, like, agreed.
Yes.
Right. Now, one of the rules in this film that we're told is it could look like someone you know or a stranger in a crowd. And the same could be said for sexual abusers or rapists. And one of the forms the it takes is like a half-naked woman. It's quite near the start. And like one of her breasts is hanging out. She's got bruises on her face, black eyes. Her teeth seem to be knocked out as well.
That's in the house.
Yeah, it's just outside the house. Like, comes in.
Yeah.
Like Jay's house.
Yep.
And the it kind of form looks like it's been in a bit of a struggle, like a fight. And then when it's coming after Jay, I think it might be the same it at this point. There's like fluids running down its leg, and I thought it was urine at first. But then later, when Greg, that's like the neighbour next door, is killed, it takes the form of his mum, and it basically dry humps him to death. There is this kind of gunky fluid coming out of like the mum, and it's pretty violent, right? So I think you never see it on screen, but I think if this creature kind of catches you, it is like a form of rape, and that's why when they're on the beach and it picks Jay up by the hair, it doesn't kill her right away, because I think it would need to get her on her own to do that.
Right.
So if I'm correct in that, right, and it is like physically abusing him, then think of how we see the first victim on the beach in the opening. Like, she's lying on the beach, lying down, her legs all up in the air and bent and twisted and stuff. So that makes that an even more kind of horrible sight, I guess, as well. I'm going to kind of take it one step further. So just hear me out, right? I think maybe as well that Jay was abused by her father in it, because he's not in the picture at all. And then
he is in a picture, isn't he?
He is in a picture, right? But in the climax of the film...
climax.
At the climax of the film, Jay's in the pool, and it comes in, but we don't get to see it as the audience. And her sister, I think it is, asks her, what is it? And she says, you don't want to know, she says. And then we learn that it's took the form of her dad.
Mm-hmm.
So by saying you don't want to know, like, did something happen with Jay and her sister when they were like young as well? And then by seeing her dad again as this form is like horrifying. I would say some abuse victims can't handle it and also end up taking their own life. So see the victim at the start that we see, like, she runs out the house and right, then she runs back in, grabs the car keys and goes to the beach, and she just sits
with her high heels on.
But she just sits at the beach, phones her dad and tells her dad that she loves him, and then just waits for it to appear and kill her. That's almost like a form of suicide.
I've actually got that here as well. I've got that written down, but it's kind of like, it's very reminiscent of a suicide letter call.
Yeah, totally. She's like, she's had enough, basically. She can't go on. And these characters who are passing it on are basically only sleeping with other people for their own gain, and there's something wrong and kind of nasty about that. So I think this is kind of, yes, a metaphor for like STD, like passing it, but I think it's like trauma of like maybe like sexual abuse as well, or just abuse in general. Something I read as well, that the tall man, the really freaky tall guy, would be like maybe what like an underager would maybe see an abusive
peer. Yeah, that's dark.
So thoughts on this dark first point?
I want to go home.
There's a lot there to digest.
There's a lot there to digest, but I think you might be onto something, actually. Yeah. The
there's also a part in it where the Hugh/Jeff character, the one that passes it on to her. My name's Jeff.
What the fuck was that? My name's Jeff.
When they're in the queue for the cinema and they play that game, who would you want to be? and why. He points to a kid, because the kid is just so innocent, and children obviously aren't sexually active in that, so like they're not interested in that. He's just there with his parents, and it's like good times. And now they're all haunted, or Hugh is haunted by this trauma just now.
And when it comes to sex, in a way, sex is almost when you lose that innocence. Whether that, I mean, I guess whether that is consensual, if you're of age or not, you know, that is when, you know, it's like, you know, people would say for guys that's when you become a man. It's almost as when that happens. So there is a lot in this film regarding innocence and almost want to revert back to that childlike state. And I think a lot of the characters are doing are wanting to do that. What obviously you just said there, one of them actually does say, "Fuck, how good would that be?" You know, and that's going through this. That is going through this. I think there's so fucking much in this film that it's like we could talk all day about it.
Yeah. Also, sorry, not just go back to the kind of the trauma and maybe something happening in Jay's past with her dad as well. I'm sure there's a scene as well where Greg's across the street and looking from the window, and they're looking at the house going, "Oh, there's always shit going down in that house," which makes you think even before that It Follows appears in this film, there was always something going on that street, in that house, that like, and the characters look a bit kind of traumatized. Like, and is there not something that Jay's in therapy or has been or something as well? Or have I made that up?
I don't know.
I'm not sure if there was other something like there was definitely something with her past, because her friends sit in the steps at one point and say something like, "Oh, like she's the pretty one and she gets all the attention." There's a bit of jealousy there, but yeah, I'm sure there is, but I could be wrong there.
Okay, is that when they're all sitting, the three of them are sitting in the step,
it's just before
she gets dropped off?
Yeah, literally dropped on the concrete.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because the whole kind of STD thing is probably my first watch when I seen that's what I kind of left thinking about, and I think the more I've watched it, like last night when I was watching it, that was the least thing in my mind watching it. One thing I'll say is I love the nods to different genres, to different horror films throughout it. But not just that, I love the way they're done.
So give us some examples.
They're just so good. I mean, the most obvious one I think is probably the score, with the location of that suburbia. The amount of, I think at the start there's a few shots of them just walking, you know, down the street, which is very, very reminiscent of John Carpenter's Halloween.
Yep.
With the score as well.
There's also the scene where she's in the classroom and she's looking out the window. And It is walking towards it. It's like you just picture Michael standing there.
Michael there. And even with that, you've got this.
In Scary Movie, is it the Scary Movie where she looks up and you just see the ghost face running behind the tree?
That is brilliant. Yep.
Sorry,
that's amazing.
We needed some humour there.
That is brilliant.
We needed it.
That's interesting that you just said that there, because you've just kind of combined two with when she's sitting looking out the window. Halloween, but also the teacher reading the poems on Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yep, that's true.
So you've combined two, the exact same one there. And I had to Google what it was that she was doing. That's the poem, and it's the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock, which I've never heard of before. That's the name of the poem, and apparently that's a poem that deals with themes of anxiety, fear, dread, growing old. That ties in with I think the first form that it takes with her after getting dropped off in the school as an old woman.
Yes, yeah.
So you're kind of it's referencing that straight away,
because she says hello to the old woman, and the two students that are in front are like, "Hello."
That was genius.
Yeah,
that's so good.
One of the other references is, I think, Greg being the next door neighbour is reminiscent of Greg Glenn across the street in A Nightmare on Elm Street as well. And seeing him getting murdered, but as well.
Yep. But it's done so. I think it's done so skillfully.
Do you mean he handles the nod to A Nightmare on Elm Street, or the just the scene? Do you mean the scene of
the nod to? Well, because he adds in Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, It.
Yeah, definitely.
Going through that. what I love about the theme of it is the lack of adult. Well, not say the lack of adults, but the fact that there's no adults in this film.
There's
they all seem
one
to
scene,
be-
or maybe two scenes. There's one scene where we see Jay's mum almost like gossiping about the assault to a friend.
Yeah.
But there's like, I agree, what there is like a complete disconnect from
yeah.
adults. And I think that's interesting because to show a disconnect from adults or parents, films would usually show you the child or the teen arguing with the parent, rebellion, but actually just not really having them there.
Yeah, there's
Just
one scene where
shows
she's
the
in the
dis-
background drinking wine. She's sitting at the kitchen table.
The mum.
The mum, and she's drinking wine during the day.
Mm.
She's just sitting in the background. You don't even notice her, but she is just there, and you're like, okay, drinking during the day, interesting. What's
Right.
going on here? Right, there's disconnect. There's like could be what you said. That could be she knew what was going on
Yeah.
after her husband's death. She's still. I mean, she could just be struggling with the fact that her husband's dead, but there could be more.
But
to it.
also, he might not be dead. He could be in prison. He could have just
yeah.
been kicked out. But what is interesting is, why is there still a photo of the dad? But that's where those theories might be not correct. I'm going to, as a filmmaker, I'm going to talk about the cinematography in this as well, because the film absolutely loves a wide shot and a pan, right? And they use it tremendously as well. So we kind of spoke about it already, but the opening shot on the suburban street, it's a wide shot of the street. We see the girl run out from the house, and the camera pans with her, and she's like running right down the middle of the street, and then the neighbour's like asking if she's okay, and quickly she's like, yep, fine. And she keeps moving around the camera, basically doing like a 360. And then we see the full street and see there's nothing else there. We can't see anything. But whatever she sees, she's shit scared and like and gives like a wide berth. She's kind of like keeping out the way of the camera as well. And it seems like she's then trying to keep away from us, and we can't see it, so we kind of feel like we're intruding on her. Most films will use also like, they'll jump to a close-up when somebody's like looking scared or emotional. Like we cut to close-ups to see the emotions in face, but this film doesn't. It keeps everything wide, so you're always watching the background. You're always trying to see if someone's walking towards the camera or towards them. So you've got that scene in the beach, Jay's facing the ocean,
Mm-hmm.
and we just see this person walking towards her in the distance. So you'd be like, fuck. I mean, if I was Jay, I'd have put my back to the ocean, because it's the only place it probably won't come from. So that's a bit silly, Jay.
Yeah.
But I'll let you away with it. When they go to Lawson's high school to look for Hugh/Jeff, I'm just going to keep calling him that. The camera does a 360 spin twice, and in the first one, there's this person walking to the camera really in the distance, and by the time we come round again, it's got closer, and then the camera goes round again, and Jay and I think it's Greg are looking at the yearbook, trying to find Hugh/Jeff. But then the scene just cuts away, and you don't know if it was actually it following them, or if it was just someone walking that way, and it starts to play mind games on us as the audience, because the characters never see that person. It's only us, so now it's like fucking with us.
Yeah.
So we feel like we're now part of it. It's really, really clever.
There's a good few 360 shots, and is that just maybe because, or even as an add-on, is that theme of circling back round? With that, you can't escape it. Things just circle. Life, we're born, we live, we die. It's like a circle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I think
there's maybe something to do with that in it as well.
Maybe. I also think if it was following us, our eyes would be constantly scanning the room.
Yeah.
Scanning the windows, and I think it's almost give that vibe. So let's think of that scene in Halloween, right, where Jamie Lee Curtis is sitting at her desk and she looks out the window, and the camera cuts to Michael Myers standing outside. Then it cuts back to Jamie Lee Curtis, and it cuts back again, and he's gone. Rather than do like those cuts, this film just pans the room and then it pans out to the window.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's because it's like them like always looking around to see if it's coming. It kind of gives, it's like eyes watching constantly, slowly tracking, just make sure there's nobody coming up. And I think that's kind of the vibe that's creating as well there.
And it brings up the theme of kind of voyeurism as well
Mhm.
in this film, which is a huge theme of it.
And the pans,
There's so many. There's just so much in this fucking film. It's unreal.
the pans are slow, like the same way it is slow. But I think it's Hugh/Jeff. It says
Hugh/Jeff.
I think he says it's slow, but it's not stupid.
But it's not stupid, yeah.
This camera work is slow but very clever.
Oh man.
What you got next?
I'm just happy to be here. I'm just quite.
I'm racing through
chilling.
these notes. There's also the shot. There's a shot in the diner as well that does it, where Hugh/Jeff and Jay are sitting opposite each other in the diner. I think it's just after they leave the cinema. See, when he sees the woman in the yellow dress, but after that they go to a diner, and again, two of them are just sitting there, and there's just this person walking towards them, but nothing happens. And it's like, is it just see the scene as well where they finally catch up with Hugh/Jeff, and they're all sitting outside in like kind of the field, and he's trying to explain this is real, and then someone's walking towards him. He's like, "Do you see her?" And they're all like, "Yes."
Aye.
They're like, "Of course." Like, what are you talking about?
Do you know there's a sequel announced as well?
Yep, still in pre-production, but supposedly it's going to be more dark than the first one.
Oh shit! Brilliant. Okay.
And after my first point there, I'm like,
the time that it's set.
yeah, I think it's deliberately vague.
Yeah, and it is. I think it is deliberate. Yep. Because you could be looking at that film going, "This is 80s, 90s," and you get the girl with the clamshell.
So that's very like Japanese, I would say, or something. But also, it's like more like an iPhone or like an ebook. But then
I think it's got Wi-Fi because she's sitting on it in the house.
And then the TVs are like something from the 80s. The clothing is all over the place.
Clothing's all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
When is it set? What time of the year is it set?
There's a piano in the cinema, which is like silent movie playing the piano. I mean, our local GFT, the Glasgow Film Theatre, has still got a piano in it. It's never used. It's just for display purposes only. but yeah, that's there.
The cars, you've got vintage cars that look brand new, but in the background sometimes you see like a very, very new car. Like, you're like, what is going on here?
I've got one that ties it down even more. They're using porno mags.
Porno fucking mags, there we go.
But you said they've got Wi-Fi.
They've got Wi-Fi.
What is going on?
I was looking at some stuff last night and someone said the clam is a sort of euphemism for
the listeners can't see your face. For what is that?
For the female anatomy. Yes.
Yeah. Well, like we school children here, like
vagina. Yeah. And it's funny because she's reading The Idiot on it with Dostoevsky.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't read it.
You said that with such confidence at first.
Yeah.
She's reading The Idiot. Haven't read it.
Yeah. I mean, like...
Do you know what it's about?
I know briefly what it's about. I started reading Crime and Punishment. I've heard great things about the Brothers Karamazov, but I've not read it. But I think with Dostoevsky's work, when you try and read it, it can be quite a difficult read. So,
is there something in the title there with it being called Idiot in relation to these characters?
She says it to Paul, doesn't she?
What does she say to
not
Paul?
say to Paul? He asks, "What is it you're reading?" And he goes, "The Idiot," and then he says something about themes of inevitable death.
That's what she says to Paul.
I can't remember if that's what she actually said. That's what the Idiot's about.
Right.
Fuck, I can't remember.
But that's interesting. So what's the Idiot about? Say that again. Themes of
inevitable death.
I mean,
I think it's something about like the character, and it's supposed to be like a kind of Christ-like figure. I can't remember when it's set.
that's
But
fair. That's fair. But the fact it's about death is interesting in relation to the film.
I think there's death in a lot of Dostoevsky's work. Seems to be a riding theme. It can be quite a grim read for some of his stuff, but I suppose that's the beauty of it. The location. What is the deal with when they're driving? They notice how run down the place is. Did you notice that?
I think it's meant to be Detroit,
It's Detroit, aye.
and I don't know America, so that's not me slagging Detroit.
Mm.
But I'm terrible with geography. I don't mind saying, because they talk about the 8 Mile, which is a Detroit thing as well. Like they're never allowed to go 8 miles out of the suburbs or something, wasn't it?
It's something they weren't allowed to go out, go past a few blocks past 8 Mile.
Right,
So I
right.
think 8 Mile's like an area. I haven't actually seen 8 Mile the film. I've not seen it.
Oh, I have, man.
I've not seen it.
You've not lost yourself in it.
But it does show you the dilapidated buildings and things like that when they're driving away. It's like when they're trying to escape.
Mhm.
And I don't know if it shows you it shows you how bad and how run down Detroit is at this time. I don't know what that's referencing. It might be sort of like, I guess it might be, I know Detroit in the race riots in the 80s, so that, I don't know if that, but it's nothing to do with race, so it could be the deterioration of middle class America, maybe like the, what do you call it, the sort of nuclear family, you know, in the 50s when everything was great, the heyday, and it's sort of showing
Aftermath.
the aftermath of things. But again, there's no time frame in this, there's no timeline. It's,
Let's look at the STD thing, right, and how it can rot away the human body, I guess. Like, so, like, is the city like a metaphor for that, like the rot? Again, another one, if we take the whole abuse theme, here is cities and suburbs that have been abused over time.
Yeah.
As well. So it could be just like a relation, like a visual relation to that.
Visual relation, yeah. We
start off like that opening scene. That area looks quite nice. And then over time, this is what it could become. So just on that as well, like one of my points is on exposition and mystery.
Yes.
We all know that there are certain rules to survive in a horror movie. And this film sets them up perfectly because the rules are explained to our main character and to us just after she's been chloroformed and knocked out and then woke up tied to a chair, right? And nothing but like her bra and pants basically. So she's very vulnerable in it.
Yep.
The person that's explaining the rules is someone who's basically just, the sex was consensual, yes, but there's been abuse after that, like we're knocking her out and stuff, right? So she doesn't trust this person. And what makes it worse is before Hugh/Jeff explains, he says, "I'm sorry, I'm not going to hurt you." And you're just like, what the fuck? Like, you're not going to hurt me, but you've done this to me. Like, I am now shit scared of you. And we, the audience, are like, what is going on? But any exposition or rule explaining or world building should always be done when your characters are in danger or in conflict. Because see scenes where they just sit, we spoke about this in the Conjuring episode, you know, like Caroline, who's been getting haunted and abused, I guess, by the ghost, is sitting in that audience terrified as the rules are explained. So here we've got her tied to a wheelchair, right? And another great example, it's not really a horror, I know, actually I would say it is, the original Terminator. The rules are explained to Sarah Connor and us, the audience, during car chases and attacks by the Terminator. They're like in constant peril. And
it's
that's
probably the worst time to explain to someone what the rules are when you're in like a stressful situation.
Probably
like,
is.
I'm not going to go back and tell me what that was.
But it means because she is tied up and stuff and she's like frantic and scared, when she doesn't believe to begin with, we can understand that. Whereas if like you sat down and just explained to her, we're like, "Are you fucking stupid? Get the fuck out of there!" You know, because she's not really listening. She's just trying to escape, and that kind of builds like tension on it as well. And there is this kind of like detective mystery side to the film as well, as they try and work out what it is. And when they're trying to track down Hugh/Jeff. And also, I think, and this is subtle, but through like everything they work out, and there's little small clues here, but I think Jay, like our main character, might be Hugh's second victim, because there's a photo of him. They find a photo of him. I think it's when they go to the abandoned building where he set all the traps, the bottles, so that it can't get in without him hearing it. There's a photo with him and another girl, and it's the girl from the start.
Ah.
So I think
I never noticed that.
I think he's passed it to her.
Uh-huh.
She's died. It's came back to him, and then he goes to sleep with Jay, and that's why he's so adamant to tie her down and show her.
That's cool. I didn't see that.
So
Although that's interesting what you just said regarding if you were him, would you not be following Jay around? Like, you'd be glued to her hip, being like, "See that guy over there? Go and shag him. Quick, that guy over there.
Okay.
Go and have sex with that guy."
So this is the question: is what would you do if it was following you? What do you do?
I fucking shag somebody and pass it on.
But then as soon as they die, it's back to you.
No, I make sure they shag somebody else. How did I do that?
So what do you do? Like, Karen came up with the perfect one though. She said, she was like, I would like take it to another country and then watch it be right beside me, then I get a plane back and then see if it would come across oceans.
That's a good idea.
Imagine it's like, see that scene in Pirates of the Caribbean when all the skeletons are walking under the water? It'll just be it. Somebody's going past looking out. Oh no, they can't see it, so it's fine.
Take someone to a desert island, have sex with them, leave them in the desert island, fly back, and then I guess see what happens. Or time how long it takes to come back to you, so you kind of get a rough idea how fast this thing's going, miles per hour.
See, I said to Karen we could just share it. We could just share our STD. Like she keeps it for a week and just stays awake, just goes long walks, and then I'll take it for a week. Tums.
You said something earlier about jealousy.
Wee Paul in this film.
Paul, he's
so jealous, man.
He's jealous, yep.
Oh, he's definitely got a hard on for Jay.
Oh, aye, absolutely. He does. He gets a bit of action, doesn't he?
Literally ready to die for that action, man.
Literally ready to die. He's like, I can help. I can help you, like, mate. You don't understand what's going on here. 2 notes in that, right? So the jealousy, Yara does grab her by the hair, or the thing does.
Yeah, it's as Yara.
It's as Yara.
Uh-huh.
And she's the one who says something about she's really pretty.
Maybe it might be her, yeah. Oh, yeah, I said that they're jealous when they're on the porch. They seem to be a bit jealous. Even though they're friends, I think that she gets all the attention. Interesting. Yeah.
So what is that maybe why it's took her form? And grabbing the hair as well is a very personal thing. It's like a... Mm-hmm. So is it maybe I don't know, some kind of subconscious thing that's going on?
It is weird that Jay doesn't react to seeing her sister. Even though she knows, because her sister's swimming. Like, she's out in the sea swimming at this point. But I still think it's interesting that she doesn't react to seeing this as her sister. Yeah, I'm not too sure on that. But on the group and how, like you were saying, that Paul would literally sleep with her, right? No, sorry, literally die to sleep with her. She sleeps with Greg, because she thinks he can handle it. Mm-hmm. And what's interesting is Greg doesn't really believe her because he didn't see all the action because he was away taking a pee and a pee-pee, and he sleeps with her. And then there's this scene where he's sitting outside on the grass talking to these 2 other girls.
Yep.
And Paul sees this, again, jealous Paul. And later on, like a few scenes later, the group are asking Greg, have you seen anything yet? And he's like, no, nothing. Like, and Paul's like, she's not making this up. And he's like, something's happening, but it's not this.
It's not this.
However, I think Greg slept with one of those girls, and it's an off-screen kill. And that's why it takes so long to come back to Greg. So Greg sleeps with Jay, and then we see him flirting with 2 women on the grass. the group don't know them.
This is why it's taking so long to come back.
And I think that's why it takes so long for it to come back. And that's when it comes back as his mum.
That's what I mean. There's so much in this film. There's so much what you see and what you don't see that this is difficult. There's so much in this film. See, when she comes out of that car, she gets chucked out the car and they rush up to her friends and her sister and that. Maybe a couple of minutes later, you just see the group and they're all sort of banded together. There's no explanation of what actually happened. They just believe her.
I think they care for her, and they know that there's something going wrong. And I think it's when their hair is lifted.
That's when they really go, oh shit, this is actually a thing.
I think that's like going back to when we spoke about The Conjuring, and the dad wasn't sure what was happening in the house, but he cared for his family, and then at midpoint he starts to see stuff, and he's like, "Fuck."
Okay.
As
well,
I
was kind of thinking about it the way where it's like when you are that, they're young, but they're not that young.
Yeah, again, it's like going back to the setting. Like these characters are hard to pinpoint their age, I think, as well. But I think they're in college, not school. Because
do you think so?
I don't know. They look a bit older, and then a little bit more mature, maybe. Don't know. Well, there's Lawson's high school that they go to, isn't it, to find Hugh/Jeff?
Yeah.
So maybe
Hugh/Jeff. So they're in high school. So I guess you're still at that age where you are sort of, I don't want to say naive, but you are in a group. You trust each other. You're probably more susceptible to a crazy story. You're probably more susceptible to actually believe in something like this.
Yeah. I would also say this film is a slasher film, but without like seeing it, I guess, because people are getting picked off one by one by evil, I guess. There's teens. But do you think this film is pro-sex or anti-sex?
I don't think it's either.
If you have sex, you've got a chance of catching this thing, it'll kill you. But it's like, but have lots of sex so you don't pass it on.
I guess the thing is
because slasher films were like, the virgin survived. That was in the 80s and stuff like that.
That was the thing, wasn't it? Yeah.
So this film is all about having sex to survive.
Sex is going to buy you time, isn't it? Because regardless, I mean, you could have sex with. I mean, okay, here's something right. I've not actually spoke about the scene where she goes out to the guys on the boat.
I've got to be a note on that.
So we can come back.
No, we can talk about the guys in the boat because that's not really part of it. So yeah,
aye, but on that, okay. So you can have sex with 30 people and just be like, okay, I bought myself 30 people's worth of time until they die.
I don't know, because if you're going to have sex with 30 people, the first one you've gave it to. So you can go no. Those other 29 don't count.
Yeah, of course. Sorry.
So you need.
Yeah, of course.
That person that you've passed it to then needs to.
Yeah, so it's that person. Well, okay. The way I was meaning to say this was that chain can travel 30 times down the line.
Yeah.
Let's
and I think that's what you need to do.
That's what 30 times down the line. And if those 30 people die, it's came back to you.
I've got it. I know how to survive it. Have sex
with a dead person.
No, that's weird. Have sex with a full-time porn star.
Right.
Because then they'll just be passing it between each other. They're 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. They're just passing it about. It will be like, who'd I go for here?
So we're confusing it. Right, okay.
Yeah, you can pass it to them and they'll just be battering it about. But to go back to the lads on the boat, I think that's interesting. There's two scenes where we see that almost, right? She goes to swim out and then we see her in a car and she's wet. So we're like, did she go sleep with one of them or not? Now, by the end we know she didn't because it's still following her unless it killed all the people in the boat. Oh God, that's another thing.
Again, it would only be one.
It'd only be one, yeah. I now want to see that scene because I want to see it going out to the boat.
It might have waited until they got up the road.
True. And then, let's talk about the kind of ending where she has sex with Paul. Paul goes out to women they look like prostitutes.
Oh, yeah.
But again, we don't see if he sleeps with any of them. But then him and Jay are walking down the street and it just ends with one person walking behind them, and we don't know.
You just don't know.
You just don't know. Did he sleep with a prostitute?
Just ambiguous, thrown all over the place.
Yeah.
Because it's like they've to have just bought themselves perhaps a little bit of time for whatever they're going to be and do.
Yeah. Porn. That's the way to keep alive.
That's the way forward, is it? Porn.
Just because we're talking about the guys in the boat, I think, I don't have the answer here, but let's just discuss it and see what we come up with. Water, I think, is symbolising something in this. The first victim goes to the beach and sits by the sea. We first see Jay in a pool in the garden.
Yep.
Right. Then there is photos of her in like a public swimming pool as well. Jay and the group also escape to the coast as well. Then she goes to the coast again with the guys on the boat. Jay swims out to sea before deciding to fight the monster head on in a swimming pool. Could be wrong here, but I think water can be like a symbol of purity. Like it's clear, it's clean.
Cleansing.
Right? Yep. And in normal slashers, as we says, the symbol for purity would be being a virgin. But they can't do that here, so I don't know if water's symbolising like purity. Like seeing films where someone sleeps with someone and then they find out something awful about them. Again, not to keep going back to this, but in like films and stuff where maybe someone is like sexually abused or raped, they go home and take a shower.
Yeah.
Like to clean themselves because they feel dirty. So again, I don't know if there's something to do with that. Like she's always
purifying themselves, and that's water. Yeah.
So there might be something.
Yeah, there might be something in that actually
in there as well. Let's talk about the end. This is where it kind of falls for me a little bit. I don't get it. I don't get the plan, right? So usually in films, see when like let's say a heist film, right, or people are going to rob a bank or whatever. When they go, I have a plan. What happens is if we see the plan, we know it's going to fail because we know what they're going to do.
What it is. So it's setting us up to fail.
So it's going to fail, and then we need to watch them how they're going to get out of this, right? If we don't see the plan, then the plan's usually going to work, and we're surprised at what the plan is, right? So a good example of it is Shaun of the Dead. The plan is to go pick up the girlfriend, pick up his mum, and go to the Winchester until it all blows over. So we told the plan, and then we see it not working. Something like Mission Impossible. Sometimes we don't know the plan, right?
Yeah.
In this, we don't get told the plan. It's just, I think she says to Paul, remember where we first kissed?
Yeah.
Which is the pool, I guess.
Paul says to her, where we first kissed.
One of them, yeah.
Yep.
And then they go to the swimming pool. So we don't know what the plan is, but we see them getting ready for it. And the plan doesn't work. I don't get it because the plan, right, the plan is to lure it to the swimming pool, get it to go in the pool, and electrocute it.
She gets out, electrocute it.
Right. But what gave them the idea that was going to work? Because they've shot it in the head and it didn't kill it. So I don't understand why they think this will work. And it doesn't work, and it just kind of ends. Like the pool scene just kind of ends. And then she sleeps with Paul, and then Paul goes to a prostitute, and then they leave. I don't get the end.
Could there be something to do with like, I guess with like ghosts and physics, like when they leave some kind of like residue, like plasma? Ectoplasma. So it's kind of in this sort of metaphysical where it's physical. A gun wouldn't work, but if you do something where it's sort of like attacking its like structure, it's whatever it is, the energy, fuck it up some way. I don't know.
So I think what it's missing is we need to see a reason why they thought that would work. Like, like that, a light bulb moment. What gave her that idea? And it's interesting because what she told at the start, it's slow, but it's not stupid, and that will not get in that pool. Whatever it is, it's sentient. Like you can't bargain with it, yes, but it knows how to maneuver. It knows if the door's locked to come through the window.
Yeah.
Like it's not like daft. It obviously knows what electricity is and to stay away from it as well. So I don't know. The ending there kind of was just a bit meh.
A wet squib. Yeah, because there's a lot of setup in it as well. Like everything they kind of did to then just fall flat, and it's just like okay.
And then they go back but they go back to shooting it, and they shoot it, and also Paul with that gun shoots Yara in the leg. He's hopeless. I feel sorry for him, but he's hopeless. Is it Paul? Right, so see when like after she's had sex with Hugh/Jeff, after that she's in her bathroom and she's checking herself. She like
Yep.
kind of pulls out her underwear and is having a look, and the ball hits off the window.
Mhm.
Is that Paul, or is it the creepy neighbour that's outside? Is it Paul that's creeping, watching her, or is it the wee boy that's watching her when she's in the
I
pool?
think it's the wee boy.
Right, okay. Because I was going to say, like, this is
He's one of the. It appears as him at one point, doesn't it?
the wee boy.
It appears as him. With that as well, that scene, her underwear and things like that, what she's wearing. Again, it's like,
When's this set?
when's this set? You know, looks like kind of 80s kind of pants that she was kind of wearing, but it's just like a mismatch of times, and it's like, is it maybe just like it could be any time because of the themes that it's dealing with are universal. It doesn't matter when it is.
I think
Do you think
it's.
that's it?
I think that's exactly it. Like, it's kind of like disease isn't picky. It can literally attack anyone. So like STD could attack
Yeah.
anyone, no one, no matter if you're upper class, lower class, no matter your race, no, like for like eternity, it could still affect you. Same with abuse, I guess, as well. Doesn't matter who you are. Like maybe again, you've got the nice suburbs, you've got the crumbling suburbs, you've got different eras of people, I guess. They could be affected by this. What I did find funny was how gross it was with the when they go to Hugh's hideout, and he goes to Hugh's hideout and he's just got his porno mags with his sticky tissues. And to me, it was like saying, like, I can't have sex with anyone because they might catch this, but I'm still mega horny as a young
Still
lad.
need to practice for the big game.
You know? So he's like sitting there all these traps in case it comes in, but he's like, could still have a wank though. always time. And then Paul comes in and touches the tissues. Like,
What was that all about?
what do you think is the freakiest it form?
It form or the actual scare in the film?
Go for it both, I guess.
I would probably say the most effective is the big guy coming through the door. I think that's the.
He's sadly passed away.
Oh, is he?
That person, yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh man.
But it's intimidating because he just comes out of that darkness.
Comes out of nowhere, doesn't he?
Mine is when just as they go to leave to go to the swimming pool at the end, and there's just the naked guy standing on the roof.
Oh yeah.
Right. Again, it's weird because sometimes they're clothed and sometimes they're not.
Mm-hmm.
When the person, like the victim that it's after, is more isolated, it appears naked. Like when the person's more vulnerable. So like when they're in the school, the people are clothed.
Yeah, she's got the old woman's got the
gown on.
gown on.
The girl in the yellow dress at the start in the cinema. Right.
Mhm.
But then you've got Greg's mum, who's basically just in like just a gown. She's like naked under that. You've got the naked man. It's almost like he was just waiting for her to leave and going to jump down.
What is that all about then? So when it gets closer to them, they're naked.
To go back to it, is it physically abusing them? Then,
well, maybe because it's so close, right? Get the kit off and then hump away.
Yeah, it's weird. But then nobody can see it anyway, so I don't know. Like nobody else can see it, so it doesn't matter if it was like walking about naked in the school.
Yeah, exactly.
But okay, so no, actually, I'll take that back because then you as the victim would notice it sooner.
Well, that's true, yeah.
So it's hiding in plain sight.
All I need to do is just look around for a naked person walking down the street.
But maybe
Imagine
like
you went to a naked beach, you'd be like, fuck!
Here's a quick question.
Well,
when it's on the beach, when the whole group is there, do you think it would leave footprints in the sand? It's physically there, isn't
because
it?
it's physically, yeah, because they throw the towel over it.
It hits them with the chair.
It has form.
No, they hit it with the chair.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
How funny was that? It's just like, ah!
Yeah.
And it kind of hits him away. That's the thing. Paul,
Horny Paul,
gets cut by it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he looks at Yara at one point, and she's got a mark on her leg.
Right.
Is there any possibility this has happened to one of them before? The other ones, and they never told anybody? I think Paul looks to Yara, and I think he sees a scratch on her leg that matches the scratch on him after it pushes him away.
And what would that signify?
So could it be maybe this has happened to one of them before? Like, you know, because I guess it's like sex is a taboo subject at that age, and you can be very, very. You might not tell anyone anything, because like there seems to be a lot of things in this film that you could just completely miss.
Yeah.
Because they're just so freaking subtle.
The only other thing I've got, it's just a little fun trivia fact, is J is short for Jamie in this, and Jamie is a nod to Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, cool.
Believe it or not, I think we're through my book of notes.
Wow. I've just got loads of things here on
Go for them.
Getting into adulthood, leaving the sort of child behind. They're doing things that are very childlike as well. The way they sort of, they're sitting around playing cards together. They're almost kind of holding on to that little space and time where you're just a child.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a beautiful place to be. And I think they reference that stage of life quite a lot. And again, I think I've touched on it before, the theme of, losing your virginity and becoming an adult is something, there's something quite sad about it as well.
So there's almost like fear of being an adult, and I guess like after you have sex, it could be looked at that you're an adult and adult life's coming for you.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's...
Do you know what I mean?
That's
like,
a big thing in this film as well.
Any of the adults we do see in this are miserable. I think it's interesting. What?
Yeah, no, that's universal, that subject, isn't it? It's like adulthood can be a total burden to some people. And we are always just getting older every day, and we're getting closer and closer to the
end.
Final countdown.
So would you recommend this film to horror fans?
Oh,
I've not seen it.
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't know why we say this at the end. We'll spoil the shit out of it.
Don't watch it. Just come and listen to this podcast, and we'll tell you what it's about. Aye, absolutely.
Are you looking forward to the sequel?
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing that it's like 10 years after the original, but that could be a good thing.
If the original cast return, it could be interesting because they will be adults.
It could be that it's came back to them because it's killed everyone else in that line. That it's now right back to them.
Could be
20, 30 years down the line.
It could be set in a porn studio. They're just bouncing it about.
Your turn, my turn.
Cool.
Oh, well, my head's pickled after that.
Ratings? I'm 4 out of 5 wheelchairs.
Oh, God.
It just kind of loses that 1 point.
I'm 4 out of 5 clamshells.
It just loses that little bit of that 1 point with the swimming pool climax.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Boy.
So, yeah. Any creative recommendations?
Gave my 2 in the last episode.
That's fine.
I shot my load too early.
That's cool. I'm going to go with, it's actually an Instagram account that the Horror Cut has been added to. So it's a kind of Instagram group called Horror Freaks, and they just talk horror like all day long, and everyone seems to be like super nice in it, and they just give each other like horror recommendations and stuff like that. The admin for it is an account called The Horror Beast as well. So you can kind of check them out if you want. I'm not sure how you get added to the group, but you can search for Horror Freaks and see if it comes up.
I picked up another book the other day called The Library at Mount Char. It is regarding the library of some sort, but it's a mystery, thriller, maybe horror, fantasy. Once I start it, I'll let you know if it's any good.
Cheers. That is?
I think that's us, aye. Well, that was good.
So, why don't you join us on the next episode for
A Quiet Place.
Part 1, the good one.
Part 1, the good one.
Cheers, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
We better get back, because it'll be dark soon, and they mostly come at night. Mostly.
I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare, huh?
We're friends to the end, remember?
This is the end, friend.